that sets up his own stun to disable the surge, or you just need heroes that lock down the guy that gets surge, because it doesn't matter how much damage you have if they're moving 800 move speed around you. And Batrider, the percent movement speed from Firefly, as you said, and the Spear Breaker, his Bulldoze, I believe it's called.
Yeah.
It's a significantly more move speed than that, though, isn't it? It's like 70% or something. They go for the tiny.
Batrider was first phase banned in the finals we just watched as well. Every single game is just out.
It's just super obnoxious. I don't really understand why, because they've done nothing but nerf that hero. He's one of my favorite heroes, and you don't really know why, but you're like, I picked this hero, and it just feels easy to play the way I want to play right now. I think he just fits the meta too well.
Yeah, you know what your Batrider is gonna do. Even if you put him on the off lane, on the mid lane, I love the build that people are doing on a Batrider these days. Just straight Boots of Travel and then get a BKB, and you feel unkillable if enemies don't have any BKB piercing abilities.
Yeah, you're just, what, like 480 move speed, magic immunity? Well, you just kind of dump out damage on that hero, so all he ever needed was mobility items and items that allowed him to live, and he will naturally kill you over time. Now, low cooldown stuns, perhaps. Okay, they go for the lane counter for the Darkseer. Will they potentially rotate it mid, you think? Maybe do like a Darkseer safe lane? Like just swap up the lanes a bit? Because I don't think you just throw them to the wolves in the safe lane against an Oracle. Or in the off lane, excuse me.
It's a possibility. Also, I've seen someone, I don't remember who it is since we watch a lot of Dota, when he was playing against Oracle, just getting vacuum level 1. And
oh, for the secure the range creep?
Yeah.
Yeah. The 100 damage. It's significant. I think prior to this patch it was 60, maybe 70, and that's just not enough to reliably get that last hit.
Correct me if I'm wrong, though. At the moment, I'm still assuming Phoenix is going to be like a 4.
Could be a 3, but against Darkseer, I don't necessarily like a no-stun 3.
Yeah, it's just like, but at the moment, this is the Phoenix Oracle support. It doesn't sound particularly nice.
It doesn't sound good, but then you need to have low cooldown stun on the offlane, something like a Sanking, Axe. When I say Sanking, like, he's the first hero that comes to my mind. I don't think that's a good hero.
Mars, Centaur. None of these heroes are what I would call premium this patch. You could also go for a Legion. It goes well with Void. It's nice in lane against Disruptor because you remove the Thunderstrike. I think it's going to come a lot down to... they're probably going to give Nico Baby the last pick, right? On the side of Alliance. Since neither of their supports have saves... Oh, it's a Legion like 90% now. I'm almost certain, unless it's banned.
On the side of Alliance?
For 5 minutes. Either Legion or Slardar. That's the two best heroes that come to mind for me.
Neither of those is banned.
Whenever I see AM, the first hero is like Slardar. He doesn't care about having his mana burn. His mana pool is extremely low, and he still pressures Anti-Mage, you know, just go for the bash build. This is something that Anti-Mage is really not good against.
I'm not a huge fan of this Anti-Mage pick, to be honest. All the heroes I was thinking kind of sounded good. 4 or 5 men like that go well with their lineup already are also good against Anti-Mage.
Anti-Mage into Faceless Void without any kind of save on their side.
Yeah, Slardar, there it is. You wanted a damage amp as well as lockdown for the Anti-Mage. The Legion's damage amp would have came in the press the attack, but Slardar's is much more direct. And we saw it was Charlie, I believe, that was playing Anti-Mage, and it was against, I believe, Terrorblade, Slardar, and like a Beastmaster or something. And he blinked in at like 45 minutes in, 5-slotted, and died in like 2.5 seconds.
Yeah. The thing about Slardar is he is amplifying your carry. Like if you play 1 versus 1 matchup, your carry against the other one, your carry has minus 20 armor because of it. Like he's straight up gonna die. It's very hard, you know, to just match up against enemy carry when there's a Slardar on the team.
Slardar only struggles with illusion heroes, or heroes like that are long range, like Drow, that he has a hard time getting on top of in the first place. But Anti-Mage, he wants to get into the middle of the fray, and the second he gets amped, he relies on his mobility spells, and he just dies before he can even use them. It's a weird matchup, but the best part about the lane for Slardar is his primary source of damage, the bash, does not cost him mana. So the Anti-Mage mana burn very lackluster in that specific lane. Slardar also has the highest base armor of any strength hero in the game. So if you're wondering, you know, why that matchup goes in favor of Slardar, those are the reasons why.
Alliance banning out Templar Assassin, even more minus armor would allow them to get some tower damage. What about that profit for 5 men?
It's just got banned by 5
themselves.
Okay, they don't want to pick it. Okay, and they also think
they do need some push, so that's why I was down for that. OD, man. No, I'm kidding.
It depends on, like, it really is very nice of Alliance to have that Tiny to be basically a flex pick for them. They can put it mid, they can put it position 4, and that's going to put the pressure on 5 men.
I think they're going to pick Kunkka for 5 men. It seems like the chessy hero that goes decently with their lineup. It doesn't really give them push, which they're lacking, but they have so much kill potential that they have heroes that will hit buildings enough. If they do get the kills and win the team fights, they will be able to eventually take objectives. Slardr's not a bad high ground offlaner, just because he does build the Ags, and he can kind of just stand in front of his team eventually with that status resistance and armor, which is pretty nutty.
You know which hero we haven't seen in a little while? Rather, I haven't seen in a little while. Dragon Knight. I always feel like he's good
for Alliance.
As well.
Yeah.
Oh, for Limp, yeah.
I don't think you want to be playing like Dragon Knight into AM. It's very easy to just return the stun.
Okay.
Something that you need to be very careful
They do ban
about.
the Kunkka. Okay. Never mind.
On the same page.
Yeah, at least I feel better. It's S4 drafting, right? So he won a TI.
On the same level as you.
Yeah.
The drafting prediction.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I
wasn't going to say
Thank you, Shearer. I'm sure you're one of the only people thinking that one.
So Alliance can still flex this Tiny, put it on the mid lane, and just pick another position 4. But what is that position 4? I'd still prefer if they go with something mid.
I don't think, since Clockwork and all the other premiums are banned out in terms of pairings.
I still feel like Dragon Knight is
Spearbreaker might.
I also want to point out that Disruptor inherently used to always be Handskins hero, so maybe we're looking for an FNG hero, as Queen of Pain got picked up now for 5 men, revealing their mid.
I don't think you want to play Queen of Pain. Tiny into Queen of Pain, so I'd still prefer some like tower damage, like a Dragon Knight, possibly, or you can get... I'm gonna say it, but I don't think it's gonna be it. Never mind, we're just gonna stick with Dragon Knight. It feels like a good Dragon Knight game.
There you go.
She was feeling that one. She's like, I haven't seen this hero in a while. It's about time. Alliance is one of the few teams that has picked it, though.
I must say the odds are quite heavily into Alliance's favor. Now that you guys have seen the draft, would you agree with that?
I do not. I'm not
Definitely
necessarily favoring 5 men here, but
not
I
by
would
that
not. I would take them at those odds for sure. I'm not, don't listen to me at home, please, all that kind of stuff. But disclaimer, I do think they have the tools to bring down this anti-mage at every stage of the game. Like no matter how many items he eventually gets, as long as they're not drastically behind on 5 men, they have the tools necessary. And even though the Quap versus DK matchup is kind of meh, Slardar minus armor does give them the ability to bring him down in the mid game, and Phoenix is super hard for these tanky strength heroes in the front. That Sunray hurts. So I actually like the 5-man draft more, despite Alliance being better.
I have to agree. But seeing what 5 men, what they've been playing, how they've been executing their drafts, and how solid Alliance looked in the past couple of months, it's hard to just choose one team. But just judging by the draft, I'm feeling 5 men because AM is going to struggle against some of these heroes.
And I guess previous series that we've seen from 5 men as well, one of the criticisms was that their draft didn't have too much synergy. This one does. So they definitely have grown on that aspect, and you can only imagine that they did their homework against Alliance here. It's interesting to see you guys both siding with 5 men on the drafting portion of things. Let's find out if they can make that draft reality for them in the first game of this best of 3 with OD Pixel and Fogged.
Thank you very much, Shiva. Yeah, let's see. So the odds sort of stacked against 5 men, but definitely some hopes for the draft that they've come out with. They open up with this Void Phoenix combo, can be very strong in effect, and is a straight up way of killing this anti-mage in a lot of portions of the game. I mean, well, what do you reckon? Would you sort of rest your chances on the AM this game, or do you think he's going to have a tough time?
I think he can definitely struggle. He can make these like split push things kind of happen, but it's always going to get to a point. Does he get caught in chrono?
Yeah.
And if he does, it's very likely he will get brought down. They have a good amount of follow-up to get thrown in there, like the Phoenix plus the Quap. Yeah, it's nice. I also really like the Slardar pick. I think this is a hero. I think this hero is going to start rising so much versus these these greedy safe laners, these Spectres, these anti-mages and stuff like that. You just trade. You just hit them, and you actually usually end up winning the trade. So let's see how they end up doing their lane setups here. Right now it's the standard, of course, that Oracle plus that Void up top versus Darkseer and Tiny.
30 seconds to battle.
I mean, as you say, with the lane setup down here, Slardar and Phoenix, it does seem like a not a happy lane for the anti-mage to be in, right? There's going to be a lot of harass and beat down coming on him on the early levels.
Yeah, and he doesn't have any type of like heal of anything like that. Sure, he has Disruptor, who's... I mean, recently I've actually seen the Disruptors doing pretty good with their trading. Of course, like the nuke is actually very strong. You get that extra couple of hits because of that little one instance of slow that it does every time. So maybe could match that type of aggression, but overall I think Slardar he'll reign supreme because he's out of mana, like Brian was saying.
It doesn't care.
Who cares? You just beat that anti-mage up, just hit him and hit him and hit him.
He's normally happy to be out of mana because then he's taking less damage.
Yep.
So he's drain my mana. Well, let me stay in the lane and just continue to outright click you.
Yeah, and you see the build, of course, for Misery. Double Fairy Fire, just heavy amount of damage and harassment so that he can throw onto the Disruptor. Nice block there by Limp, getting it in a pretty ideal positioning for himself.
Yeah, and this lane, as I'd imagine, it's a lane where the DK doesn't care, right?
Unless he just misses a last hit with his Fire Breath. I've been seeing a lot of people missing last hits with their nukes, actually, recently. Just some little slight mistakes. Yeah, DK doesn't care, though. DK, actually, most of the time, I feel like he just wins the matchup now, so...
Well, let's see FNG and Nico Baby down on this bottom lane against Zibe and Misery. And that top lane, a bit of a hunt going on here. Has Hansken just trying to get in over towards Pylai Die. I mean, we sort of talk about the potential difficulties for Nico Baby down bottom. Ace on this safe lane void. The house's life got to be pretty good, right?
I feel it's pretty good.
You got the Oracle.
You got the Oracle. You just dispel the Ion Shell. If they ever do start getting too aggressive, it's double melee. They walk up next to each other. If they do have double Ion Shell, you can dispel that one. It can start to overpower you a little bit because you can't really push the lane out that hard, and Darkseer's levels start building up. He really starts forcing it under the tower a bit here. So let's see what they do about the camp in particular. I think that they should try to block the hard camp up in the top lane, up in the safe lane. As we see bottom, look what the Radiant side did. Look what Alliance did. They blocked the hard camp. They know that there is eventually going to get to a point where there's going to be those side pulls happening. So yeah, we see the Void. He's actually going to be the one to block or take some of the creeps from that hard camp up top, while the Oracle takes some of them in the lane. So, successful side pull from Alliance there. Does Ace get the last hits, though? He does, so he actually benefits quite a bit, even though they get that side pull because they couldn't defend it. But either way, Darkseer's happy. And whenever Darkseer's able to get like a free level 3, you're in a pretty decent spot, because level 1 Ion Shell just sucks.
So what was the game plan for Alliance this time? You're looking at Limp, is just going to be straight for the blink, trying to fight as early as he can, make space for the AM. I mean, you sort of consider this lineup of Alliance without the AM, like the four of these heroes, they're pretty good killers, right? You got this DK Tiny, backed up by the DS and the safety of the Disruptor, just dropping down static stones. It's a very deadly four-man fight that they can bring to 5-man.
Absolutely, and these long duration stuns, DK, super good versus those Void, versus that Quap, these type of heroes that you can just lock down so they can't move. Even versus Phoenix, just those long duration stuns are pretty annoying. So yeah, definitely, I could see them fighting very often with the 4. And they should have I don't want to say like a good timing on a mech, but they're always going to have that factor coming into play, right? You look at Alliance's draft, they have a mech carrier. You look at 5-men's, they don't have a mech carrier. Slardar does not, obviously does not go for it. Queen of Pain mid never is going to be able to go for it there. So they're always going to have that lacking, at least inside of the fights at some point in the mid game. Mid lane's boring, bottom lane's fun. Get to see Nico Baby bashed up a couple times.
No, not fun for Nico Baby. It's lane where as the anti-mage, you got to keep your cool.
Yeah.
As just the combo of the spirits and the bashes can certainly get to you when you're trying to hit the creeps.
It's not the worst lane. It's not like he's versus double ranged, right? Where he's getting like poked by a Wind Ranger and a Phoenix or something like that. He is able to at least get some last hits because the Slardar has to walk up and Disruptor can zone decently. Mid Limp starting to pull a bit ahead here, as to be expected.
Yeah, just having a bit of an easier time getting the denies as this melee hero.
Misery doing a good job bottom. Why am I saying Misery? Sorry. They're able to put a lot of pressure. Hansken now.
I'm going to try with a toss, but...
The bashes. Esmo's dead, I think.
Yeah, it's going to be first blood for Ace. And actually getting a lot of bashes as well onto the Tiny. Hansken will be all right. Yeah, first blood for Ace. Very, very nicely done there. It is a hard lane for the Darkseer to play. Anytime there's an Oracle, that's pretty much your worst enemy in the lane as a Darkseer.
Oh, I think Misery might be able to get this kill. FNG heads up. TP will survive. Both of them have done... I was mentioning Misery was doing a good job. The Disruptor also. Like, FNG's done a good job bottom of just trying to secure that farm. As we said, it's going to be a hard lane for Nico Baby, but at least, he's got that 16 last hits. Now he's alone. And it's a disruptor who just TP'd out, so a lot of pressure going to come onto Nico Baby for the next couple moments as Ace.
They're going to try and dive in for this. They go with the toss back. Yeah, not enough damage to burst through this Faceless Void this early on. He's holding okay, but whoa, okay.
He just ran his courier in to die.
Oh, yeah, it was literally the wrong side of the tower to him. It was, yeah, goodbye courier.
Pro players and their couriers, right? I think Sheev would be the one saying that. They feed it more than pubs. Especially the carries. I find that. It's always the carry that feeds it. But I don't know, I've noticed some weird behavior with couriers sometimes. Like you use it to send to yourself, but sometimes it goes to where you were, and it doesn't readapt to where you moved because of something. I don't know what causes it.
You're just making excuses there, Paul.
My courier, I mean, I don't get mind killed too often. No. Thankfully. I'm just a support. I don't even use the courier very often.
Oh, mid lane. Do have the eyes being put onto Chessie. 3 of them looking to get a wraparound onto him.
It's DK level 6.
Oh no, it's off lane. S4, he's going to save the surge for after the root.
They're on the bot.
Should be fine unless he gets bashed. It looks like he did get bashed enough. So the absence of them top means that S4's left vulnerable. S4 goes down, but it does pay off in the sense that they take Chessie out of the mid lane.
Yep, good rotation there from Hanskin. Of course, using that form, the DK form coming in. Also, with that 5-minute push, this catapult, it's going to get the majority, if not all of the tower off of this one here.
This is some good early damage on the mid tier 1.
Yep.
Then it's going to be start to be nuked down by Pi, but he's a tanky man. He doesn't care with the bracer and 11 charges on the wand. He's just going to continue to punch into this tower. And you're right, 6 minutes in.
It's dead.
They're going to get it. I mean, can they at least get a deny? They can't. The tower's down, and now Hanskin, he'll be able to find the setup for a kill. Maybe even for a second. They get the Dragon Tail stun over onto Pi Lai Die. Hanskin trying with the body blocks. Chessie's back in action, though. So Pi will be saved. Chessie glimpses back just to make sure that he doesn't end up taking down any of Alliance, but Alliance playing fast there. That isn't it. I mean, that's the dream for a DK, right? 6 minutes, you hit your ult, you take your tier 1 tower, it's gone.
And now you can go top, you can pressure that lane too if you'd like to, versus a Void who, a hard lockdown stun is very threatening. Yeah, excellent. Absolutely excellent moves there from Alliance to secure that one early on. And the more we look at it, looking at 5-men's draft, they can't actually wave. They can't actually like D-push, right? They don't have this type of wave clear besides the Queen of Pain, who isn't. I wouldn't say like a D-pusher. They don't really have any. They actually have to look to take fights around those towers. So that's probably what we're going to be looking for these next situations, is them fighting around the tier 1 top rather than just trying to stall it. And oh my God, Ace just bashing S4.
He's getting a lot out of this lane. 2-0-1 on the Void.
The Rush Mask of Madness too. No boots.
It's quick. I know. I mean, it works out sort of between the attack speed and the chances of the bashes and the root thrown out from the Oracle, you're going to lock down whoever comes into this lane alone.
And it's sustained. That's what I like too. Like sometimes you see, oh yeah, he's getting all these bashes, but he's also in turn losing HP. He's healing up a lot when he's going for these hits onto that Darkseer as well as that Tiny. This is that limp rotation though. DK form is ready. Let's see how 5-men do react, because they have to fight around it if they'd like to try to challenge it. They can't stall it too much. So it's going to be up to that mid lane Chessie if he wants to make the move.
Zibe.
FNG. He might go down here.
Gonna run this one down. The glimpse will separate Zibe just in time. FNG to live. I mean, Zibe. Yeah. FNG's got to be careful. Zibe thinking about chasing him down once more. This is a bit of pressure onto the tower down bottom. Ace also coming over to look to see if he can catch Nico Baby. Nico Baby's going for the TP out. First hit bash is not going to be there for Ace.
If you get a first hit bash there, that can just change the entirety of the game, right? Like, but either way, AM's pushed out of lane. Look at that AM's net worth. We said he was going to have a hard time.
It's just
harder than I thought it would be.
It's a nasty lane to play against.
Yep.
Slardar Phoenix, you're not going to have a happy time. Top lane, Limp though, he's doing a lot here for Alliance. The second tier 1 tower taken out of the map at 8 minutes in. We'll die for it.
Nice move.
But I feel like Limp doesn't care, right? He popped Dragon Form, he got the tier 1 tower. He's opening up the map. It's going to make it a lot easier for Alliance to make plays as 4 whilst they're creating space for Nico Baby to recover. There's a lot of way to move around the map now for Alliance.
Yeah, he did his job, but I mean, Chessie's also Chessie's fine with that anyway. Chessie's like, I wanted this kill anyway, so they're fine with committing even if they do lose that tower.
But what do they do with that kill? I mean, like, you've used the Sonic Wave now. Like, what's the plan for 5-men? You're losing your towers. What sort of state of the game for them? Is it just all about getting the room for the Void? Is that going to be enough this game?
I think it's only okay because they took the bottom tower too. So now Anti-Mage has a weird place to where he goes. Sure, he can go top, but there's going to be that threat. This Void is always a scare. If Void finds Anti-Mage in the lane, you see how farmed Ace is, he's going to solo kill him. He's going to Chrono, Mask of Madness with Treads, more than enough that he'll be able to take down that Anti-Mage. So if they didn't take bottom tower, I would be more concerned, but because they did, it's an okay rotation for Chess.
Ooh, toss in on Limp, gets him in for the Dragon Tail. Avalanche as well, Zippe trying to run. The glimpse control there from FNG, Zippe off to the other side. Limp popping the Dragon Form, but not actually in range to get a hit onto Zippe. S4 is in position on the side. Field down, but it won't catch any of them. They're able to get away. Another toss onto Limp, throwing him on top of the Oracle.
Here's that
comes over the side. He's got the Chrono on the two of them. Catches FNG, catches S4. The bash is out as well. There they are again. S4 falls. Hansken, he's been amped up by Zippe. Another bash. Another kill here. As 5 men coming in hot. An excellent play from Ace, getting involved. The Chrono's fantastic. They get 3 kills.
Yep. And this is what this is probably what's going to happen for a long time. 5 men are going to be able to outnumber whenever they have Chronosphere especially. You're going to see Ace get involved. And look at that. I mean, look at his net worth. He's really starting to snowball out of control. He's going back for a Midas.
Oh, I like it.
Though. He might get caught here.
Can they keep it? It's healing him. It's healing him. Healing, and he's out. Time walk there. Limp's going to be chasing him on.
Might be able to get him stunned in 1.
And he's saved. Pi is around. He's trying to do his best to keep his man alive. Can he do so? He can't. Avalanche holds him down. No chance for a further time walk. Alliance will be able to strike back hard as they come in mid, TP back through, and they get Ace. They take him out.
That's a huge kill. They weren't able to go for that tower there. They get Ace, and in the meanwhile, look at Nico, baby. He was just at 2,300 net worth. He got multiple waves up top. Now he has a lane bottom pushing in naturally. He's going to catch up significantly through these last few moments.
Yeah, that Ace death, a painful one.
Yep. Alliance knows that they have to react, right? They have to bring 4 heroes whenever 5 men does show up to look for any of these type of pushes, any of these type of fights. They have to try to match the numbers. But again, I think this is exactly what 5 men should do.
Yeah.
Don't slow down.
Yeah, and try and catch them by surprise. You know, Ace only just coming back in. They're maybe not going to expect this move from 5 men. Very quick with the smoke.
This might be able to catch Nico, baby. He seems very aware, though. Look at this movement here.
Yeah, you're right. He's straight out of that bottom lane.
They're not seeing anything top, right? They have that ward top, they have that ward mid. They're not seeing much.
Yeah.
So they're
in fact, that ward mid didn't catch any of the smoke, did it?
I didn't quite actually see if it did.
Either way, yeah, Alliance just seems to be very aware that there's something suspicious is going on, and they won't be caught out.
Yeah. They are going to rotate now toward that mid tower, but Limp doing a good job parking himself in front of those. He's that big defense, and now they're starting to rotate the rest. They're starting to rotate that Disruptor. And they can potentially look for setups. Dark's here. We see S4, he's just pushing top. Space, trying to just draw the attention toward the top lane so that Nico Baby can chill inside of that jungle and catch up, as he is really starting to catch up.
Should be on track for okay timings, as long as he's not hunted down by Ace. Ace is going to have the Chrono up again soon. You know, one of the powers of having this Mask of Madness build, you do threaten the AM.
Yeah,
you catch this AM in a Chrono, Nico Baby's going to die at this point of the game.
Yep.
You know, Void solo, even if he gets lucky, but with the bashes, but +1, and it's going to be a dead AM each and every time, because one of the things that Alliance don't have is they don't have any saves right.
Nope.
There's nothing to really stop Ace just going and chronoing the AM and focusing him down.
No, yeah, they don't have the heals or anything. They will have it once the mech comes out on the dark side. They'll have some type of ways to counteract, but it's not like a Sunray, you know, a Sunray sitting behind him or an Oracle Saber or anything like that. So, and yeah, going back for the Midas, this is interesting because he's gone for this fighting build. I think just because he had such a good game,
yeah, he's
like,
you know
what? It's actually not that late. I mean, it's not fast, of course, but. You know what?
And it never feels bad, because it is some attack speed,
It's a lot,
right?
It's a lot of attack. It's 40. It's very rare to be able to get 40 attack speed from an item like that. As Jibe. Will it be a save?
Standing Song.
He gets silenced on the edge of it.
Yeah, Pi was just standing a little too close. Ace is going to come in with the counterplay, though. The Chrono onto the two of them allows him to kill off FNG. He'll turn over towards Limp, but Limp turns with the Dragon Tail. The wall's been dropped down as well. Chessie with the backup for Ace. Time walking in onto Hansken. Ace will be able to find the setup for a second. They get the 2 supports.
They got to try to get more, though. During all this, Nico Baby is farming.
Yeah, he's hitting those creeps.
It's a Chrono for just the 2 supports. Midas is finished, though, so I think he's... I mean, they're probably fine with this anyway, because it's going to be a slow-paced game. They know, just use ultis for those solo kills.
Yeah, and you know, I think Ace, for the most part, as long as he hits the Chronos throughout the game, he is always going to have that upper hand against the AM because of the nature of Alliance's draft. And you know, as we say, they just don't have innately any heroes that are kind of like, oh, it's really scary to Chrono the anti-mage this game. It's never going to be that way.
Yeah.
For a long time, at least, maybe down the line, things like Halberds come out to sort of put a stop to it. But As long as Ace gets good chronos, he's got a pretty solid game ahead of him.
Yep, as long as he just doesn't focus fire the DK inside the chrono. Like they can just wait for the DK till later on. They have more than enough damage. Unless Slaughter's there. If Slaughter's there, he'll be able to probably bring him down inside of a chrono too.
Oh, Jesse.
They might be able to catch this here.
Yep.
Blink stun.
I've got the opening. Have they got enough follow-up? Avalanche. Yeah, with the Mana Void from NiKoBaby to claim the kill. They certainly do. Jesse's out.
It's cute that I like when he can get involved, right? When it's versus those int heroes, you're an anti-mage, you can get involved in those ganks early on with Mana Void. That's a nice move there. Although they're playing with that 4 Protect 1, he can definitely do that. So let's see, bottom Pi. He's forcing the lane in. He wants somebody to react to it. Oh, look at Pi getting all that delicious farm there. Sibe waiting on the sidelines for somebody. This is a strong Slardar. Treads plus drums. His net worth not really reflecting how powerful he really is right now, but in a pretty good spot. Has to make sure that he keeps up in farm though.
And then what are you going after the Midas on this Void build? Do you get something defensive, or do you kind of say, hey, you know, I'm still going to get the Maelstrom on the way?
Ah, man.
It's good against the DK, right? Good bit of magical damage.
I mean, Manta is still pretty good here. It's just...
but does he need it? How much pressure is Ace under at the moment?
It's just Disruptor ulti always is a fear. I don't want him to rush a BKB or anything like that, but it is a bit scary when you're playing versus Disruptor in a hard stun.
The two of them here poking at Pi, but not more they can do. They're scared with Zibe here by his side. They don't want to commit onto Pylodite.
Yeah, I just want him to have some stats on the Void in particular.
Now they've got more members here on Alliance. They've got the backup to going onto Pi. Pi's going to get the chance to put the false promise on himself. He'll live for now. Chessie jumps in. He's going to get Glimpse back. If Limp can finish off the kill here, Ace, Chrono's back up. He's managed to get the catch on the two of them. Focuses down the easy target first. Takes out Hansken. They've managed to reduce the armor of both S4 and Limp. Limp getting another jump over onto Zibe, but Zibe, he's still on the run. Zibe out of there. Limp.
He's on the cliff.
He's on the cliff. Is there a bash?
Oh,
yes, there is. Ace able to cancel the TP as 5 men clean up a third. I mean, Ace's game is just going from better to better to better. His farm, his kills, he's getting it all.
And look at Zibe's health. Look what he survives with there because of Pi just being able to give him that survivability. That cloak just straight up saved his life. Just having a passive cloak on that Slardar. And look at Misery's actually super farmed too. Look at this, he's got a Meteor Hammer. What the hell? 64 last hits. He's just been quietly farming. Very Misery-like.
DD rune as well. I mean, okay, Chessie's going to just grab it for himself on the bottle.
He's got Orchid.
Yeah, it's quick. I mean, I wondered if maybe they wanted to get the Void over, grab it, and maybe try for Roche. There's no Elder Dragon form, there's no Wall, there's no Static Storm, but looks like they don't want to try and push it. They don't really take Roche that fast. Well, actually, no, that's a lie. They've got a slot.
No, they take it fast.
Pretty fast.
I think that they can go.
Still scary.
I think they don't need to do that. I think right now Chessie's probably feeling so hot. This is the best point in a game for a co-op when you're playing versus AM.
Yep.
AM is so far from Manta. Chessie can just take over the entirety of this game right now. And they have been 6,000 gold lead, 5-man panel. They were mentioning how strong this draft is, how aggressive it can be versus AM. This was an AM picked into Void.
It's one of those games where I feel like it's NiKoBaby needs the Manta and the Bash, and maybe even the Abyssal, before it gets to a point where he's going to be able to confidently get on top of the Void and actually fight Ace. For the most part, Ace, with the backup of Pi, he's just going to be so slippery, and it's going to be very hard for Alliance to stop him from just chronoing the anti-mage when the anti-mage turns up to the team fights.
I absolutely agree. And they're going to have to deal with a very over-leveled, over-farmed Phoenix. Misery is almost the same net worth as the Darkseer and his Slardar. Like, he's really pushing the limits here. An early level 12, they don't have the best egg hitters. DK is like their only actual good egg hitter.
They really don't.
AM doesn't turn up till later to hit the egg. If there's a level 12 Phoenix, I don't really see Alliance winning a fight unless they get a number advantage.
Well, here we go. They're out. And
Ace, this is actually a really smart build.
Good build, straight for the MKB. I mean, this Void's gonna hurt. This Void's gonna punch very hard.
I kind of wanted him to get some stats, just straight damage.
He trusts in Pi.
He trusts in Pi. That's
he
fine.
says Pi's gonna have my back every single time. Limp, Bash, is it there?
Oh,
it is.
there, of course.
Second hit, Ace able to find it.
And he just gets incinerated by that high-level Sunray.
Zibe and Pi are just chasing back the rest of the team of Alliance. They're just all out of there. Of course, whilst this all continues, NiKoBaby continues to farm. The pressure's on NiKoBaby. We've seen NiKoBaby's carry potential. This guy's insane. Anti-Mage, a beautiful hero for him. He's got his work cut out this game. You've got to really look towards NiKoBaby to pop off big time. He's been able to get his farm up. He's catching up to Ace. It's still going to be very hard. Of course, Ace with the Midas.
Yeah.
But as long as they can buy time, NiKoBaby is going to hit his item timings. then we'll see how it goes down in the fights. Because even with the items, it's not an easy game.
No,
Yeah.
it's a very tough anti-mage game. There's a blink now on the Slaughter. They have so many different forms to catch. The Sunray, super high level. Ace, he finds a target. It's S4.
I mean, they know, they can sort of drop these Chronos as is, because they can get 1 kill, maybe they can get more. The toss is going to be their hand scan.
The silence! It's on the AM.
See if they can kill Nico Baby. Blink out in time. They have lost 2, but they got Ace. There's a good punch back there. Pi didn't quite have the false promise back. It's still on cooldown. Now they're going to get Chessie. Chessie sticks around, and they've got blinks on Alliance. They just go straight back onto him. 5 men overstaying their welcome a little bit. Misery's out with the TP in the trees. Zibe will be able to sprint away. So going in, a little deep that time. Alliance, they're able to find something out of that fight. A good trade back as they end both Ace and Chessie's lives.
We see that mech we were talking about. There's no mech on the side of 5 men. The mech on Alliance's side actually ends up kind of changing that because they may have been able to kill the AM without it.
And another catch here, Pi.
And they're going to find Pi, it looks like.
Just these sort of little openings that 5 men's got to be careful about giving. And sort of looking back, I guess the Chrono, it was a little hasty. Just dropping it down onto S4, one of the tankier heroes to take down, meant that after that, Ace was vulnerable. And Alliance punished that.
Nico Baby. Able to get away here. Getting close to that Manta, so he'll be a lot more protected versus that Queen of Pain. Yeah, big moves there from Alliance.
We'll see Ace.
He's going to have the MKB any minute now.
He'll be here for the next fight, but Alliance, they want to play fast. They know there's no Chrono. They want to try and hit hard whilst Ace hasn't got that ready to drop on them. In the river, Zibe holding his ground. They're going to look to try and burst him. Static Storm down, they need it. He's a tanky guy. He's also getting healed up with the Sunray, but a good commitment from Alliance. Shows that they know that they need to drop everything. The Static Storm as well to secure that kill. They're going to come in with a counterplay now, though. 5 men.
Ace jumps in.
Looking for FNG. Limps able to turn with the Dragon Tail stun to hold him down for now. S4 popping their heels. FNG will be left behind. The rest of the team looking to split. Can 5 men chase for more? S4 turns with a vacuum wall. Limp actually committing back in onto Chessie. The bash is coming out. Ace jumps to the side. The Supernova will force Alliance to continue to back away. Ace still thinking about chasing. Still 30 seconds without the Chrono, though, so no further catch. The rest of Alliance will get out of there.
Yeah, they lost their Slaughter at the start. That's the hero that keeps them inside of that egg, so they're all able to just walk away and disengage. Limp now getting poked. Backup coming.
Time's being bought for Misery and Ace to head over.
Nice by Hanskin.
Blows up Pi, jump forward from Ace. It's getting close to the Chrono time, so Alliance have to be a little careful. Hanskin will be focused by Ace. Nico Baby able to find the kill on Chessie on the backlines. The hammer from Misery comes crashing down onto the head of S4. And now they've got to be very cautious, Alliance. They've got 3 left alive, but the Chronosphere is available.
They're burning the mana, though. They burned a lot of Ace's mana. He barely has enough for the Chrono.
He's probably got enough for one time walk on a Chrono, and that's all it is.
He gets an Arcane Rune.
In. Ace comes in, and that'll do it. The setup's there for him to kill off FNG, turns over towards him, takes the DK down as well.
Oh my god, the Dream Arcane Rune too. He gets the perfect usage. Just enough mana for him to kick in. I think he also got like Arcane Booter. He gave some mana anyway. Nice little setup. I also love the fact that he's holding Clumsy Net. I think this is so important actually on carry heroes when you're playing versus elusive heroes like AM.
Yeah.
You can actually catch it. You can get like a bash, a second bash, a net, and then another bash.
Oh, it's great.
You can actually go for these kills. I love this from Ace that he's carrying it.
It's amazing stats as well. You love it as a carrier, of course. Great stats, mana regen. You know, you're never going to have a problem again.
Yep. Big movements here, and now right around that Roche.
It's theirs.
It's theirs, and they're setting up for more. Not able to find it with those blink disengages, but excellent fight there from 5 men.
Yeah, the pressure on. It's going to be one of those games where
it's Nico Baby versus the world.
Nico Baby.
Yep.
Can Nico Baby's anti-mage carry this game? So far, it's been flawless. Technically, KD8, 2 kills. He hasn't died.
Level 19 also, because those solo kills he's gotten on Chessie. It's pretty impressive.
Yeah, this is the anti-mage experience. 2 no assists. You know, he only gets involved when he knows he's going to get the last hit.
Yep. And
it's paying off. This man's big. He's getting very, very big right now, Nico Baby. We'll see if he's able to do it though. It is such a tough game. We see time and time again anti-mage games where it's like this is a great AM game. This is a challenge. But Nico Baby, he's the kind of guy, he likes a challenge. Yep. He doesn't want to play AM in the easy games. He wants to play in the difficult ones.
And this is one of those very difficult ones. If he gets caught by one stun in a lot of situations, it's likely that he can die. Even like he's going for this halberd build, but like we said, Ace already has that solved, at least in a way. The MKB for that evasion is going to be very impactful.
Oh, FNG, that'll be a freebie.
Zibe just 3 shots him almost. And oh, look at this, another DD bottom.
Oh, and thanks to that Arcane Rune,
Chrono's back.
is going to be back. So 5 men, they're going to be bringing the fight. Alliance, got to be ready for this.
Everything is at the ready. I don't know. Alliance has to get some dream jump here.
They're going to try and go in, but the save's there. Pilot die instantly with a false promise to stop them from committing any further on to Zibe. Zibe's fine. Space made as well for the tier 2 to be taken out down bottom. The push coming in from Nico Baby though. He's been able to shove that top lane all the way up to the high ground of 5 men. That bottom tower gone. Money there soon to be for Ace to pick up the BKB.
That'll make him a lot safer. Then he can actually like jump in with no fear whatsoever. Level 18 as well, so max level Chrono. Yeah, 7k gold lead.
Yeah. Good approach here from Nico Baby as well. Getting the Halberd, an essential item against the Void. Come forward, they've actually caught the Void!
The Mana Bird!
Limp is in with the stun! Ace is in trouble! They've wiped him out the once. Can they do it again? They've got to be a little cautious. He's going to be coming back with the Chronosphere with the Static Storm. FNG has the setup. They jump across. This Void in trouble. There's no help for him. Nico Baby claims the kill with the Mana Void. The Dragon Tail stuff from Limp gets Zibe. It's a double kill for Nico Baby as they just... A beautiful jump from Limp. They catch out the Void. There's no safety for him. Even if Pi was in range, false promise, of course, previously used on the mid on Zibe, and they seize that opportunity. They get the jump, they take the Aegis, they take his life, and Nico Baby continues this game where 4 kills, 0 deaths, 0 assists. The dream anti-mage continue.
Limp does push up a little bit too far, but yeah, that one ward they have on the cliff there, right? It gets a little bit of vision on that Void. Yep. They're able to get the jump. And look at how careful his 5 men was, too. They put 3 sentries checking all the other spots just in case, but the obvious ward is the one that got them,
True, they tried to go for the big brain play, but, you know, Alliance went for the little brain ward, and it worked.
Yeah, oh my, wait, Misery's level 18? Misery has a Hex! Wait, what? Misery has a what?
Philosopher's Stone.
Philosopher's Stone is nerf it. I mean, he is unbelievably farmed.
He's getting a lot out of this.
I mean, that can change so much of this game. Like, that's a whole nother form of lockdown versus an AM that can't really deal with it. Sure, he's got status resist, but it's gonna be instant. Like, he can dive and hex.
But he might hex himself. Watch out for the spell shield.
For sure.
Nico Baby's quick with the reactions. Sure, it's an instant cast, but you've seen in the past, Nico Baby, he can look into the future, and this man, he's got some foresight.
I don't think I've ever seen a Phoenix with a Hex this early in a game. I've seen like the Shivas and stuff like that early on.
Especially when it's a support. Maybe it's an off-lane Phoenix, but even then they don't normally tend to rush. I mean, this isn't the build-up. But
is he a support? Look at him. He's higher level than Chessie. He's the same level as the...
All right, Chessie support. Misery to the mid.
Misery. 2-1 and 9, just finding so much farm on the map. Killing it.
Oh, a nice little pick up here for the two of them. Quiver for the Void, as we've been talking about in many of these games. A lovely hard punch with the plus 300 magical damage for these carries.
Yep.
And over on the side of Alliance, Nico Baby, I believe he's going to hold on to that. Yeah, he's got the Mind Breaker.
That quick silence, yeah.
Another way to get in, trip Ace up. I believe Ace, he should have the BKB now, right?
I hope he did go for it. I hope he committed for it. He needs it versus Disruptor, but as we saw also, FNG's rushing an Aghanim, so they're looking for these potential, because they're kind of predicting the way that the game will go. It's not going to end abruptly. It's going to continue to go for quite a bit of time.
There we go, smoke up.
They've got everything.
Yeah, they do have this phenomenal team fight, 5 men, and they want to use it.
Level 3 Egg with a Hex. Level 18 also on Ace, so they're just looking for those pickups. Anybody they find, if they can get a good jump, they're just anybody's dead.
Alliance keeping it careful though. They're up as 5 in the trees.
They don't have DK for him though. It's just ending, and they're all sat up here over very aggressively. But this ward, I mean, this ward is still doing work. Even though they're smoked up, it's going to be giving them a lot of information as soon as it breaks.
Yeah, it's coming to an end now, so now they know exactly where 5 men are.
Yeah.
Showing in the wave.
Start hitting bottom tower.
Radiant's courier has been killed.
Don't know if they've seen Misery yet though. I don't think they're aware of this sheep stick still. Might be something that catches them off guard. Limp will be able to finish that one. Cheeky by Nico Baby jumps and gets the last hit. Getting close to Scotty, tanking up. Trying to be able to survive inside of that Chrono. And he will be able to have that, BKB kind of, not prevention, but ways to be able to chase out those BKBs with that Scotty slow.
Misery continues to rack up the gold, on the verge of taking this tier 1 tower down top. As they are starting to get a bit of a hit on the high ground here, Limp. Pushing up with the Dragon Form once again.
He's a little scared, though. No BKB on Limp yet. It's coming out on the Courier, though, I believe, shortly. Just be a little bit careful. And like we said, though, it's still going to be Nico Baby versus the world. There's a lot of decent combos, though, the Alliance does have, though, with the Darkseer behind as well. They do have some good team fights that they can execute, but it really is just AM. And he's farmed, though.
I mean, that's the thing. Like, this is going to be one of those games. If Nico Baby does do it, that you've got to be like, damn, this was impressive. This was not a game that's been handed to him at all. He is playing at top form right now. 19k net worth. His positioning, the way he's been finding the farm, it couldn't be any better. His involvement has been perfect. He turns up only when he knows he can get the kills, and that's hard to know against this lineup. As we say, there's so many things on 5-men's roster that could really cause issues for the anti-mage. But so far, Nico Baby has not died. He's not been caught out. His game continues to flow very smoothly.
And he doesn't, I mean, especially right now, he doesn't really have any wards. You know, he's playing this kind of blind, so he's been doing a really good job of reading the map and reading the movements from the side of 5-men. God, I'm gonna say C9 a million times. They're just, they're
C9,
all, look, they're everyone.
There's 3 of them.
There's 3 of them right
C9.
there. There's C9, all right, there we go. And Ace looks like he's itemizing for the future, as well as for that Dragon Tail. I think he's preparing for an Abyssal later on. FNG finally get picked off. It's been some time, though, that he got picked off. He's been farming
I think he's
nicely.
close to the ag.
Yeah, he's getting close.
He's at least halfway there. I saw Pont Booster and an Ogre Club in his inventory.
I think he's 3/4 of the way. I think he's getting. I think he's only like 700 away from it. So that can also. Lots of these things can just change the dynamics of games. Disruptor ulti being one of those huge ones that AoE Doom. They always do have to heal the save, though. They have 2 different ways of save on the side of 5-men to protect. Keeping it at that 5k. Just a little bit ahead there. But Nico Baby continuing to split push. And look, they're pinging it. They're like, no one's reacting up top, so they're likely to try to be making aggressive plays on our side. And that is exactly what the case was. Now they gotta go start responding. Reclaiming their outpost as well. And it's gonna be multiple. Just Lincolns across the board to protect versus not only the Dragon Tail, but the eventual Abyssal that will be coming out. Okay, and they're actually smoking and looking to catch people that were going to back up to catch that wave that Nico Baby pushed in. Let's see if they can catch people off guard here.
Oh, smoke dispels. Zibe quick with the BKB. They're going to have the Supernova coming out. Can they fight this? Nico Baby's trying to jump over to the backlines. He's going to look for Pylai Die. Ace commits with his BKB over towards S4. See if they can finish this. Nico Baby burning the mana of Zibe.
He's hexed.
See if they've got further control. The crush into the Meteor Hammer. And punching into him, but the Static Storm comes out from FNG. The space is there for Nico Baby to blink back to safety. They've lost S4. They're going to lose FNG as well. They need to just get themselves out of here, Alliance. They tried for this smoke move, but it has fallen apart. Limp also stuck in the trees. He's going to go for the TP out. Is there any way to cancel it? There is. The Hex is back up. As 5-men will quickly shut down that attempt from Alliance to get out and catch them off guard as they show them we're more than ready to take you on. And
just godly positioning, right? Jibe on the front line. That's never what you want. You see a BKB Slardar as soon as you walk up, you're like, ah, crap. We wanted the Phoenix or the Oracle, not this guy. Yeah, tough for them to walk into that one there. Even though, I mean, the Void had to. Ooh, let's wait for a second. Chessie should be okay here with that BKB. They actually had to chrono the Darkseer. He had to end up wasting it to get S4 there, but it ended up not mattering for the positioning of the fight. And oh, look at this. Orochi respawns right away. Perfect timing for them there. Aegis and Cheese. Game continuing to be difficult for Nico Baby.
The difficulty's ramping up.
Yep.
It's ramping up big time for this Nico Baby anti-mage. As 5-men continue to hold the overall advantage.
He just has to be so careful. Like, and now now of course they probably saw it before, but they see that Hex is online too. Does have good status resistance to kind of protect him. We saw that one kind of factoring in there why he wasn't disabled so long. But yeah, just there's so many things that are probably in his head. It's just like, I have to avoid Chrono, I have to avoid Slardar Stone, avoid Bash, Hex. There's a lot of different things that this anti-mage has to play around.
I mean, is this a game where you think there's going to be opportunities for Nico Baby to start threatening tier 3s and barracks, or is it a game where the strength for this anti-mage is going to be cleaning up in the fights?
Oh god, it's tough. There's so many forms of catching him.
Yeah.
Hitting buildings like that, hitting the split push is just scary because he gets caught by Hex, Slardar blink stuns, he gets a bash follow up, Chrono, boom, you're dead. Yeah. So I think he actually has to show up to turn up to try to clean up the fights, but they're at a pretty big deficit. So it's just a tough game because he's alone. Look at the Dragon Knight's net worth, Darkseer as well. it's 4 heroes on the dire side, all above them.
Yeah, it's Nico and the 4 supports.
Yeah, really is. Limp is really kind of just a walking stun and a hopeful attempt at trying to hit an egg that's out of position. They do at least have Disruptor.
They're trying to catch him. Oh, he's away. Ace not able to find him there.
Yeah.
Even so, would have actually... Oh, okay, Chrono still actually on cooldown for 10 seconds.
So I guess the big next thing really would be a vacuum into Disruptor ult. That's kind of what they have to hope for because it is an Ags Disruptor. If he gets that combo off, nobody can pop their BKBs. The fight can look very different for them. But another dude, damn.
DD and Chrono ready to go.
He didn't actually put his bottle.
Well, I think he got passed over the bottle and it was probably miscommunication, right?
Yeah, I think
Chessie probably dropped the bottle on him and then was like, dude,
my bottle. Please give it back. Oh, FNG spotted.
Zippy's going to start the fight. He's going in with the BKB onto FNG. The heal will be popped. They'll use the Hex onto the DK, but Limp doesn't care. No further commitment. But now Ace comes with the Chrono. It's going to catch one, though. It is a good catch. It is Limp.
Oh my God,
that's the DK down. See Ace now turn over towards S4. The bash is coming out. S4 trying his best to surge away. Nico Baby and Hanskin just on the retreat. This is not a fight they could take. They've got to try and limit the casualties, but Hanskin, he's not going to be able to escape. Ace and Zibe jump across. Double kill for Ace. Another team fight in favor of 5 minutes. They continue. This is how they're going to play out. These 5-on-5s are just very hard for Alliance to do anything. Nico Baby, he just knows as soon as that Chrono's out and Limp, he's lost what is essentially his biggest frontliner. Limp still with the lack of farm that he has, he's still that hero that has to go in and start things off. Make space for Nico Baby to find some way to play the fights. If he's gone, that's the fight over. They've just got to get out.
It's really tough to really match because, you're anti-mage with the slow cooldown blink to move around, right? You have high mobility. You have Surge on your team too, but look at the mobility on 5 men, right? Slardar, he's zooming across the map through the river. Queen of Pain can join very quickly. Phoenix and Void, they just have so many different ways to actually get across the map and get those catches. And of course, they find the Dream first target. FNG just dies to Zibe by himself, so they really need a godly Static Storm in order to try to come back in this game.
This is starting to shift into the impossible realms of difficulty it feels for Nico Baby.
Now he has Abyssal, though. Maybe if he can start getting some chain kills and they start to outnumber, that's where they can start to maybe trickle back into this one here. And he's going to try.
And they are split up at the moment, 5 men, and there's the jump. Now get the commitment onto Piladai, but Piladai is still able to put the Abyssal, the heal on himself, the false promise. Nico Baby, he turns over towards Chessie. He takes the Chessie kill down. Static Storm from FNG comes out. They're going to be able to find the Phoenix Pipefalls as well.
Huge.
This is the kind of moves that they've got to look for. Nico Baby leading the charge. They take 3.
Abyssal timing when no Chrono is up, and now Zibe also.
They are going to have a shot at this. He's going to go for the BKB. Bash is there. Nico Baby, he's doing it. He's doing it. They've just killed off 4 members of 5 men. Nico Baby, this is a tough old anti-mage game, but he just might be able to do it.
He gets the 1-by-1 pickoff, right? They first catch Misery, they pop his A on disc, they immediately switch to Chessie. Chessie doesn't get BKB off because he gets Abyssal, dies before he can do anything. He gets a Sonic Wave off, but doesn't actually get his BKB off, which was a bit weird. Gets brought down by Nico Baby, and they do that 1-by-1 quick little kills.
I mean, there's no Chessie for 30 seconds.
There's
Misery
no
also down for 30 seconds.
Nico Baby.
Well, this Rax is theirs. They cannot stop this push, 5 men. This Rax is going down. In a game where they've held the lead for the most part, the careful moves and farm of Nico Baby has allowed him to get to this point. He's now just threatening the base. A second lane now being pushed in.
7-0-1. This anti-mage Nico Baby just putting on such a display here. Ace, the Aegis gets reclaimed, but not used effectively. Looks like Misery's a little tired of being under that vision, because that is what caused that entire thing to kind of start off, right? They smoked because they had a ward on the high ground, so they spotted all of 5 men split up, so they were able to get that start of the fight and just pick from hero to hero to hero.
Let's see, they've got the team fight good to go again, but they've struggled in that last moment to really get it off. Ace, he does have to get these chronos, and I imagine you are trying to chrono the anti-mage. At this point, it's hard because Nico Baby is very tanky.
Yeah.
But you need to kill him. You got to get rid of him.
Yeah, no more. I mean, he didn't want to target the DK with the chrono earlier, right? He wanted to
try to get more
AM on the clip there, on the edge of it, but that's what happens, right? Nico Baby, he's playing it perfectly. Cannot believe that he's able to chunk it back this significantly, though. Incredible individual performance so far as he's going to knock on high ground. He's going to force reactions from 5 men.
Here we have it, Ace. Doesn't want to drop the chrono without having any further information. Just trying to spook Nico Baby. Look for him to blink back. They have caught Zibe. Well, Zibe. I said they caught Zibe. Zibe's trying to go on limb. All right, they're going to try and move out for the fight.
The X-Static sword! Oh my god!
Oh, he's caught the both! He's trapped in it. Pylon will be able to come in with a false promise. So Jesse,
no
but the
buyback.
first Ace is dead and gone. FNG with the trap set.
With the prediction play, he's like, oh, Void's going to jump right here, and Void didn't use BKB, so he's just dead.
They're without a carry for 90 seconds.
Oh my god, I think they've done it.
I mean, that egg is...
Oh, it's okay.
Is it going to be successful? No. The egg is dead. Misery.
Nico Baby's in there throwing.
He's going to join Ace in the ranks of the dead for 75 seconds. Chessy blinking in. Nico Baby just turned.
Oh my god, he just won the game for the team. He just won it. Him and FNG. Oh my god, FNG. What a static storm to turn the game on the back of Nico Baby's beautiful anti-mage.
It's still a minute. There's no carry. There's no Void. Alliance can just play outside of the fountain. As Jesse, he will manage to get out. This is 3 buybacks from 5 men in a desperate attempt to push away Alliance.
And Ace, I mean, committing for that Satanic and not using the BKB pre-jump gets punished.
Yeah, the Ag static saw him.
They read him.
It caught him out.
FNG read him like a book. That's Megas, probably. Let's see, they got 20 seconds till Void. Will they push their limits? They will.
Yeah, they're getting the Megas, at least
boy.
without a doubt.
That's gotta be painful. 29 to 23. You've had such a spectacular game the whole time, and then 2 disastrous fights. Just kind of puts the nail in the coffin for you.
And so far, I mean, definitely an AM game for the books, you know, when it comes to just watching how a top-tier player keeps their cool on the anti-mage, finds the space throughout a game against a lot of threats. You know, again, these just do not feel like fun heroes to play against. It's 2 of the cores, right? It's the Slardar and the Void. You know, these 2 heroes together, you know, for the first 20 minutes of this game, any sort of Chrono and Amp Up, like the AM would have died, but they never caught Nico.
They couldn't find him.
They never found him.
And Nico Baby always was finding Chessy, right? In the middle of these team fights, in the middle of everything, when 5 men was even leading, it seemed like Nico Baby would always just jump on Chessy, get a Mana Void kill, and then leave away. And he'd get, like, enormous amounts of levels because of it. He's played it perfectly, honestly. If you want to watch an anti-mage game like you were saying, go back and watch this one because he just dodged around the map perfectly versus some hard stuff. Versus a Phoenix who had a 25-minute hex or 26-minute hex, right? They were not able to find him even with all that. I mean, now they're in just absolute firm control. And it's go time. Illusionist Cape, 6-slotted anti-mage.
Level 28 as well on Nico Baby.
Yeah, it's just how quick it all accelerates just from a few moments of mistakes.
Oh.
Misery.
They've found him. Misery needs help. Ace is going to come in with the Chrono. They do manage to catch the anti-mage. The Supernova going off as well. Is it going to be successful? It is. Do they have the damage on Nico Baby? The Amp Up as well. Supernova stun. They lock Nico Baby down.
Is it enough?
They've
oh
done
my
it.
God,
They've killed him.
He's dead for 100 seconds.
He is dead for 100. Finally, Nico Baby dies. Now,
can they actually run it down mid lane, though, in time?
The Mega Creeps are knocking at their doors. They've got to head back and sort out the creep situation. And Nico Baby,
he's got buyback
it's just come back up. He's just found the money for it.
The tower died, right? The top of the creeps killed that tier 4, so he has the money for buyback. So
I mean, it's
not going to be the case where they can run down the mid lane.
They killed him. They have to use everything, but they did kill him. The problem is, you know, 5 men. It feels like they kind of needed to do that 20 minutes ago. Even at this stage, sure, they killed the anti-mage,
but barely.
Yeah.
It was pretty close to him actually potentially getting out. Jibe trying to catch the FNG. He kill here with that BKB with the bashes. Is it enough?
I mean, they're just coming over to help out. Ace is going to look to charge in on this. Limp committing onto Zibe. The false promise keeps Zibe alive. Ace chasing on over towards Limp. Limp pots the BKB, turns with the Dragon Tail stun onto the Void. Ace also getting glimpsed back from FNG. Still trying to chase as he jumps forward with the Time Warp, but Limp's too speedy. He's able to run away. They don't get any further catch here, 5 men. Roshan is up, though.
Okay, all right. They have the Phoenix. Misery is on Mega Creep duty. He's struggling a little bit. but they've got 20 seconds.
Now, can they go for any sort of Roche steal here? S4, he's looking to
the
start
Static Storm!
The vacuum into the Static Storm is caught out. Zibe is caught out the Void. If they got the damage to kill off Ace, Ace is going to turn over towards S4, but the Eon Disc keeps S4 alive. Ace jumps in aggressively, going with the time dilation of the BKB. Chessie in with the dagger, but Limp pots the BKB. They'll turn towards FNG, but FNG stands his ground with the Shadow Amulet. They haven't got the vision from FNG. Will live, turns now with the kinetic field, reveals himself. That cost him his life. Hansken tried to get involved in the back on the river, but Ace has the bashes. Hansken's out. There's a buyback from FNG, buyback as well from Hansken. They want to make sure that this Roche doesn't go the way of 5 men.
Oh god, these Mega Creeps too. They killed off Pylai Die.
And they, with those buybacks, they push 5 men away from Roshan. 5 men do not feel confident around the pit anymore.
Nope. Nico, baby, he wants Chessie.
He's chasing.
He's got the Abyss off.
He's in. Zibe trying to offer up a crush. There is the level 25 of the co-op, so the pushback from the Fear will give the space for Chessie to get out.
Now they have space to get that Roche, though. Alliance with that vacuum play from the Darkseer.
Oh, and it's straight up 97% win rate.
It shifted 1% though off that last fight.
Yeah, it's like, hang on, okay. So, fully believing on Alliance to just absolutely end this game in their favor. I mean, that's what the probability says, and yeah, I guess you can feel it. They're going to get the Roche. Roche is theirs.
I mean, it's Mega Creeps too, and it's always going to be this threat. They don't have good heroes to actually push out these Mega Creeps. Sure, like you have Screams and stuff from Quap, you have nukes from the Misery's Phoenix, but Void doesn't push these creeps out. Not with the item build that he has. Neither does Slardar. They're going to have a really big problem just dealing with the creeps constantly flowing into their side. 14,000 gold lead. Now the anti-mage. They brought him down the once. I don't know if they can do it twice though.
Yeah, it seems like a pretty tough ordeal right now for 5 men. They pretty much had the perfect sequence of events to even be able to do it the once.
Yep.
With that chrono, the supernova going off.
The one thing they could, I guess, utilize better is the Sunray during that supernova. It wasn't casted earlier, but the jump forward, Zibe.
Going in on Zibe. We'll get pushed back by the Fair Nico, baby. BKB out from Zibe. It's now Ace still trying to deal with these Mega Creeps. Limp popping the Outer Dragon form. Ace going in with a BKB on FNG. Wants to remove the the potential of a Static Storm, but it still comes out. The BKB is still up for Ace as he's already popped it and can step to the side. He'll look over towards Limp. Focus is there, but Nico, baby, commits with the Abyssal onto Zibe. Another false promise. Keeps Zibe alive. Hex onto the Anti-Mage, into the crush, but Nico, baby, stands his ground, looks over towards Ace. The bashes are coming out for Nico, baby. Ace, he's out of mana. He cannot time walk away as Nico, baby, continues to commit onto the Void, into the combo. Misery's out. Nico, baby, gets the double. There'll be a buyback from Ace, but the Ancient is falling. A pushback from Chessie in a desperate attempt to get this AM away from him, but Nico, baby, just jumps straight back in. Ace tries to commit, but the throne falls. This game is over as Alliance will take game 1. It's all there.